Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, which will be the 13th of November. With some 17 nominations and 16 acceptors for the benchmark 54 1200, the race has been divided into two fields of 8 runners apiece. Both races will feature a stake of $20,000 as they are the first legs of the Lightning Wet Season Series, which will culminate with a $40,000 final on Australia Day. Therefore, we have a card of 6 races on Saturday, with the first time to go at 2:08 p.m. and the last of the half dozen at 5:17 p.m. Some rain is forecast for the afternoon, so let's hope, not for the first time, that the forecasters have got it wrong again. The opener is the Silks Darwin Maiden Plate. It's over the 1100 metres, and in the first my numbers are 5, 4 and 1. Going here with the Chris Pollard trained Norton, number 5, to be ridden by Stan Sakos. Norton's had just the 2 starts in Darwin after being bought from the tried horse sale here held at the end of July. His last start was really good, I thought, a 3rd placing behind Son of Utrecht. He's dropping back in trip a little bit from the 1300 metres back to the 1100 for his 3rd NT start, but I just thought that last run was good enough to have him on top in this small maiden lineup. So number 5 on top for me. To beat number 4, Leaked, trained by Pat Johnson and Wayne Davis in the saddle. Fresh up is Leaked, hasn't had a start since early July, and I just think it could put in a bold one fresh. Has shown ability at times, so I've got it in the mix. And in for 3rd, number 1, Anderman from the stable of Phil Cole and Casey Hunter aboard. Not a bad run last time out. That was in 0 to 58 grade over 1300. So back to the maiden company. Drops in trip probably won't help it, but I do think in this small field and not a lot of depth in it, it can get some of the money. In the first, my numbers are 5, 4 and 1. The second's the Tab Handicap. It's over 1,000 metres. This is our highest graded race of the day, the 0 to 76. Only a 5-horse field here, and Gary Clark, not for the first time, holds the key here. Of course, Clarkie had a good day back at our last meeting here on Melbourne Cup Day with 3 winners, and I think he'll be winning this. My numbers here are 3, 5 and 4. A newcomer to the Clark stable, number 3, Mr. Cashman. He's to be ridden by Jared Todd, and he won a trial here on the 28th of September. Was pretty impressive on that occasion, I thought, and I've been waiting for him to run, and Gary's kept me waiting until this meeting come Saturday. And I think Mr. Cashman, due to what I saw in that trial, will be very hard to beat. It's his first Darwin start, as I mentioned. He's one of 3 in it from the Clark stable. Hasn't raced since the 10th of July. That was back in Queensland, but I just think what I saw in that trial here on the 28th of September, he'll be very hard to beat. Number 3 on top, Mr. Cashman. To beat number 5, the last start winner is Sahi Bearing, also trained by Gary. Stan Sakos in the saddle. He won here on the 23rd of October. That was over the 1,000 metres, so same trip again. He is up in grade, rather she is up in grade. She's a 5-year-old mare by Kuroshio. But such as that win last start, I think she'll be right in the party. And in for 3rd, to complete the Clark trifecta, number 4, Patriot Day. Never goes a bad race, was a winner 3 starts back here, then 2 third placings subsequent to that. Sonia Wiseman aboard. Great to see Sonia back in winning form here on Melbourne Cup Day, and she takes the mount here. So I think it's a Gary Clark trifecta in the second, 3, 5 and 4. The third's the Cassidy Cup, named in honour of the late Sean Cassidy, who was killed in a tragic car accident here a little over 12 months ago. Raced a number of horses in the territory, did Sean with Gary LaFoe, and this race named in his honour. The Cassidy Cup, it's over the 1,000 metres. It's a 0 to 58, and my numbers here are 4, 5 and 7. Going here with number 4, Toorak Road from the Chris Pollard stable. Chris will be out to win a race or two. Of course, he never had any runners here on Melbourne Cup Day due to an irregularity. Had to scratch his 7 runners, so good luck to Chris. He'll be working hard to get a winner on the board. Barry Huppets takes the mount here. Baz run 3 from 3 rides here on Melbourne Cup. They had a real day out. The veteran jock takes the mount here on Toorak Road, who was a good 3rd here behind Asahi Bearing on the 23rd of October. That was in 64 company. Drops in grade here, and I think he gets his chance to break through for another win. Toorak Road on top for me, number 4. Ahead of 5, Light and Dark from the Jason Manning stable. Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Good second here last time out. First up behind the very smart Bell's Banner. would only have to reproduce that performance to be right in the mix here. And in for third, number 7 from the Gary LaFoe stable. He'd love to win this race, I'm sure, Gaz. Don't Say It, Paul Denton in the saddle, visiting from Alice Springs. And Don't Say It, fourth here at its last start, but that was way back in June the 19th. So fresh up, but I think can sprint well in that state. My numbers in the third, 4, 5 and 7. The fourth's the Tab Venue Mode Handicap, back to the 1300 metre start here for the 0 to 64 gallopers, numbers 5, 2 and 3. Going here with number 5, Bar Gem, trained by Normie Bracken, Normie's only horse that he has in work at the present time, and Stan Sakos aboard. Really good run when resuming last time out. That was over 1100. Finished second on that occasion behind Overruled. Did a really good job, drew the outside on that occasion. Hasn't fared any better this time with the gates, drawn 8 out of 8 again. But the 1300 metres will allow the horse a bit more of a run down the back straight from the 1100 of last start, and I think Bar Gem would only have to put in like he did last time out. It was a really good run, and he just went down to Overruled, and he'll be hard to beat. Up and grade a little bit, but he's a pretty smart galloper on his day. So number 5 on top for me, Bar Gem. To beat number 2, Brahmavi Ruboy, Barry Huppertson, Chris Pollard, the combo, was a winner here 2 starts back early October, and then finished 5th behind Salty last time. Beaten just under 5 lengths, but certain to be hard to beat in this. And in for third, number 3, Count of Essex. Probably not his best trip, 1300 metres, but he has won at the Journey, dropping back from the mile that he raced in last time out. He's always competitive in a race like this. Gary Clark trains, Sonia Wiseman aboard. Numbers in the fourth, 5, 2 and 3. The fifth's the High Gain Handicap. Now this is the first of the 2 divisions of the Benchmark 54, the first races in the Lightning Wet Season Series. Really looking forward to this series, culminating, as I mentioned, in that final on Australia Day, 40,000 up for grabs. This race worth 20 grand, and my numbers here in the 1200 metre first division are 1, 2 and 6. Another horse from the trials, having its first start in Darwin, is Robe de Fate, trained by Gary Clark. Jared Todd aboard. Trialled very well just recently, and another one, as I mentioned, having its first top-end start. Hasn't raced since the end of July. Comes off some Pakenham synthetic form, formerly trained by Robbie Griffiths down in Victoria. And I just like the way it trialled, and I think it can make a winning debut in the top end. 1 on top, Robe de Fate. To beat the obvious danger, number 2, El Sicario, Wayne Davis for Paddy Johnson. Good run when resuming last start behind Prince Reuben. That was over 1300. This over the 1200 won't hurt him. He's a big lump of a horse, but certainly has his share of ability. Got him in to run second. And in for third, he was disappointing last time, number 6, Extolment. Stan Sakos takes them out for Emma Steele. Finished at the tail behind Sweet Chevelle last time. I was a bit disappointed in his run, but I'm prepared to allow him another chance. He's better than he showed first up. So my numbers in the fifth, 1, 2 and 6. And in the last, it's the Off the Track Handicap, the second division of the Benchmark 54, also, of course, over the 1200. Numbers here, 1, 2 and 7. 1 on top for me from the Never Never, trained by Tommy Logan. Tommy saddled this horse up the other day for his first win as a trainer, so well done to him on Melbourne Cup Day. And of course, Sonia Wiseman, his partner, was in the saddle. Was good that day, won by a space in maiden company. Admittedly only had a couple of rivals, and one of those broke down on the run. Up in grade, but I think such was the dominance of that win that from the Never Never can make it back-to-back wins. Number 1 on top for me. To beat number 2, Mr. Boom Jangles. It was a better run from him last time out, finishing third. Paul Shires aboard for Gary LaFoe. Paul rode last time, retains the mount, and I thought it was an improved run last time, so putting him into run second. And in for third, number 7, Princess de Jour from the Jason Manning stable. Vanessa Arnott rides. It's fourth the other day behind Sweet Chevelle. Was a good run first up. Second up this time should be improved, and have got it in the mix to run third. So my numbers in the last, 1, 2 and 7. Best bet of the day comes up in race 4, number 5, Bar Gem. He's drawn awkwardly again, but the 1300 metres allows him just that extra furlong down the back straight to get across and to get into a good position. He was really tough the other day, and I think he'll be hard to beat. Number 5 in race 4. So race 4, number 5, Bar Gem. The best roughies in race 3, number 6, Aridana. Race 3, number 6, Aridana. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again next week in advance of the next meeting here at Fanny Bay, which will be Saturday the 20th of November. Until then, good luck and good punting.